We keep hearing about inclusive leadership. What does it mean? I want to bring the answer or to bring a perspective because there is no answer, at least for me, around what inclusive leadership is. I just have a perspective on it. And I want to take it to us, to you listening, or to me, in that case, talking. What I understand by inclusive leadership is when we are in a position of leading, which is leading ourselves, leading a team, leading a family, leading friendship, leading an organization, leading a country, whichever role we're playing, is having the capacity to include various perspectives and on a big range of diversity, whether it's diversity of thinking, of history, of life trajectory, of health trajectory, of a gender trajectory, of masculine and feminine balance, on nationality trajectory and diversity in stories, to be able to be aware or open to the fact that there are other ways of being and seeing the world, as much as there are for myself a lot of diversity available within, which I'm not always including in my thinking and my emotions and my way of being with others. So inclusive leadership starts to include myself. How much of myself is included in my thinking process and my behavior and my emotional landscape? How much do I recognize within myself? And that's often the key and the cue, which is going to lead to behaviors, including more or less of the range of, and this be like the range of colors I am able to see in front of me and around me. And therefore, the more I can see within, the more I can see out. And obviously, what's accessible within is limited also to the type of experiences I had the opportunity to encounter and the type of exposition I had to other ways of being, which is a big topic these days, or has always been. It's quite interesting to observe that at some point we were limited by our land, territory, limits and boundaries and capacity to travel physically. And now that everything or many things for many of us, not all of us, is technologically connected, and we believe that there is a global world where we have access to everything, we are actually organized in pocket of thoughts or a community of beliefs, which are generating the ideas that we know what people are thinking across the planet, when in fact we're just in touch with a very small subset of like-minded people distributed on the planet. And that's obviously has an impact on the way we lead and the way we engage with people and their own ways of including diversity. Inclusive leadership is a result. It is a result of my capacity to include the diversity within myself and how I have worked and developed my capacity to include what's happening in my relationship to my belief and my emotions and what I have learned in my life. And the more I have done that work, or the more I have simply been exposed to an environment, family environment, or otherwise, which was making safe and open the inclusion of other perspectives or views or ways of being, the easier it is then for me or for you to include more diverse ways of being and doing and creating and thinking and living and dying around us, which then channel themselves within the way we design product, services, opinion, and life of the city. I hope that's useful. Thank you for listening.